Hey, this is Dr. Paul. Welcome to another Blogcast Weekly with Dr. Paul. I'd like to thank you for listening to Blogcast Weekly. You can always catch up with me on drpaulholisticscience.com. You can always email me, catch me through there, and catch all the other podcasts. This is from Bridges Live. So let's get right to it. So throughout the week and throughout all this things that's going on with the impeachment, things being said, things not being done, that's not what I want to talk to you about. I'm going to talk about the words that are being said. We say things to ourselves that often is not really thought of as negative. We know that the I can'ts and I shoulds and one days, those are all negative words. We get that. But what about the little small ones, like one day, or I don't know, maybe? Those are also negative words because they're not real answers. I don't know you're very unsure. Maybe you're very unsure. So when you're very concise in what you are going to do, right? Precisions. As we talked about even in the martial science, we want to have precision. Precision in our breath, precision in our balance, precision in our actions. And it has something to do with the physical precision. It has a lot to do with mental precision. We first must have mental, emotional precision before we can have any action. We know that one of the universal laws is that things are in motion, that starts in motion. And if you're putting negative motion in action, then you can't stop it. And again, can't is a negative word, but it's not stoppable. So it's going to travel its course. So let's start out with when we hear words like lynching and things we don't perceive. And remember, our perception is so much, right? Because when we have perception and it's a negative light, then we have what you call conclusions on our own perception. And it has a lot to do with where we are in our personal, mental, spiritual, physical life. That's why we keep working on the practice. Because if we trust in your higher spiritual being, and we trust that all things are connected, and it is ordained for you to be happy and to have love and pleasure and joy and not to have pain and struggle. It doesn't matter what you believe in or what religion you believe in. These are the things that are not meant for you to have. They've already been cleared for you. Okay? So those things, those thoughts, that grief you're having, because you're grieving. You're grieving on the words that are being used. It's very traumatic. Remember, trauma causes an action in the mind and in the body. Once you have trauma, past trauma, that is not resolved, a death, traumatizing, that you have not mourned and grieved through. And grieving is not a time limit. It's a journey. We are grieving for many things. Again, I've once said this before. You could be grieving for a life you don't have. It could be a life that you believe you should have had. You could be grieving for things that are lost. Love that has lost. Loved ones that has gone. Because it wasn't in your timeline. It wasn't what you wanted to happen. And that your wants have caused your suffering. So let's go through just a breathing exercise with me. Let's just take our time. Let's close our eyes just a little bit. And the reason why we want to close our eyes is because we want to take away from all the hyperactivity that our brain is going through. So we're going to close our eyes. Okay, we're going to take a breath. And when we talk about breathing, a lot of people don't teach this, but breathing is very responsive. So I want you to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. So that's one of the action. And as you breathe into your nose, I want you to expand the belly. Expand the belly, not contract the belly when you breathe in. And when you blow out, I want you to contract the belly. That's one. And the other thing is that when you breathe in, I want you to put your tongue to the top of your teeth. And then when you blow out, I want you to drop the tongue to the bottom of your teeth. So you breathe in and you blow out. And as you do that, I just want you to focus on the breath and the expansion of your abdominal and then the contraction of your abdominal. And let that oxygen flow to your feet. So breathe in, let the oxygen flow to parts of your feet. And move it up to the ankles. There you go. Move it up to your hands. There you go. And fill your head with oxygen. Feel the words that are in your body. Feel how the body is responding to your thoughts, where your aches and pains are. You do that and understand where the emotional body is acting. The emotional body has a reaction to it, and it's giving you information. We need to start having those conversations with our body, but the conversation is about listening. So when we understand how we are listening and how the words are continuous trauma and how your perceptions causing your unhappiness, change that. Let's change that. Because once you have misperception, you make bad decisions. Once you make bad decisions or accusations, then you're going to make that bad decisions. So it's very systemic. You know, you drive by a broken building or an old house, we have to change what we think about that and how we think about that neighborhood we're living in, how we're thinking about the pillow we don't have. You keep constantly putting yourself in a trauma state. And a trauma state affects the darkest part of our brain, the oldest part of our brain. So we need to get into what you call creative hemisphere thinking, frontal lobe thinking. We need to start bouncing things back and forth, and not stay so one-sided. So I hope this helps you. I know it does. It helps me, because that's why I do the practice. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, you have any questions you want to do about how to do it specifically for you, because everyone is different. And a lot of things is very poignant to only people that ask the question. And learn how to ask the question and express yourself. Never stop expressing. We may not always get the answers you want, the who you're expressing it to, even if you're expressing it to yourself. But expression leads to your higher self in love. All right? I'm Dr. Paul, and you have a blessed, blessed day.